Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the it is?
Aries and Andy, Jew and the Jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this. Before you was sucking on your mama's tit.
Aries Spears don't give a
We talk about race a lot, racism.
sexism.
Much love to my loyal bag holders.
Rollers, clip loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
All right, so folks, let's dive right in while the water is steaming. Just to give you some context, long story short, the airline, Andy, there's a snowstorm coming on the East Coast. He was supposed to leave yesterday, but because they up, he was gonna they canceled his flight or did something them up, and then he was gonna fly out Monday or Tuesday, and he didn't want to stay an extra day in Houston, so he has been on the phone for the last
2 days.
last 2 days trying to rectify this, and we were supposed to start the pod maybe
45.
an hour ago.
Yeah.
And it got a little, not heated, but a little exchange between he and I, because he wanted to start the pod while keeping the airline on hold. Squeeze in, you got to get into the frame. Keeping the airline on hold while we start. And that way, when they come back and go, hey, blah, 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 we would stop the pod so that he could get into resolving that.
Or you could have listened to the whole exchange as it happened, because it was really quick, actually. When
Okay, well, either one is a bad idea to me. And let me explain why. Dude, there's a thing called harmonious, a word harmonious.
Yeah.
You don't break the rhythm of what we do when we're in deep conversation. There's banter between you and Mark. It's good. The jokes are flying. The thoughts are there. They're fresh off the steam, off the oven. And you would not being able to remember. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And the fact that you go, well, we'll just stop, deal with that, and then come back. Why would you think that's a good idea?
Well, I don't think it's a good idea.
So why were you so for it?
It was my only alternative, because I have to get this done. I have to get out of here.
But you got to get it done when we're done. Because what you don't do is have a Magic Johnson Showtime fast break, and we're running up the scoreboard and then go timeout for 30 minutes to deal with something over here. You're cold now.
Okay. But let's talk about this then. If you really want to get into it, let's get into it. We do take breaks sometimes when calls come in, and you said, well, I can make that short, but it still breaks the rhythm.
You compared it to, you went, well, what about when your girl calls? Here's how long that takes. Hey, I'm on the pod. Call you back. Click. That's 2 seconds.
No, it doesn't always take that long.
Andy, please, no more than 5 seconds.
Okay.
But when you go, yes, there are times when we take a break to eat, but this is a planned break. We know that we're waiting on food, so we find the right moment to pause where we can do that. If we're talking about politics or a documentary or anything that's deep in thought, you don't want to break that for a phone conversation with an airline that could take 15, 20 minutes and then go, let's go back to being hot again. We're cold.
Get it. I get it. But also, you do have to get out of the city that you're in, and I can't just be left hanging hoping that I'll get out.
Understandable.
So that's it.
Which is why I said to you, either deal with that and be done, so when we start, we don't get stopped, or end the call and figure it out later. But we can't go, let's do the pod and then stop so we could deal with a situation that could take 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, but we could have this heated conversation with some resolve from these people.
We got enough on the plate where we don't need something else.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this to you, and this is why I'm bringing this up. Tommy Davidson had the greatest comparison when he was talking about stand-up. It's like being a surfer. When you find that wave and you know how to ride it, comedically, with stand-up, it's the same thing. When you're in a wave and you're in a rhythm, if you know what you're doing, you can control, you can manipulate that wave to get the audience wherever you want to take them and destroy. There are times I watch you on stage and I go, Andy is in a beautiful rhythm. He's in a wave. And then you'll tell a joke that up your rhythm. And I go, why would you tell that joke right there? You're killing your own rhythm.
I don't know why. I do that, though.
I'm telling you, dude, to be a strong comic, there is a science to this shit. And there are times when you should be in the lab studying.
I watch other people and they have a different approach than you do.
But what do you learn? There's something to learn from everybody, even if their approach isn't yours.
I watch other people who do what I do, and they'll kill rooms. They do that because they want it. There's like you said, like you're on a wave, and sometimes you do a trick and you just fly off the board. I've watched other people who don't worry about the laughs and worry about like I have to knock this motherfucker out.
But those people, with all due respect, they're better than you.
Yeah.
They're better than you.
How do you get...
So when you said to the room last night, well, that's not what Patrice would do, and I said, you're not Patrice.
No.
And I'm not either, but I'm closer to him than you.
But how do you get to that level?
Okay, I know what you're trying to do, but there's a place and a time to do it. And when you're in front of 500 people on a sold-out show, that ain't the place to do it. Unless you know how to recover spectacularly. And sometimes when you crash, dude, you struggle so hard to get back. There are people like Patrice who can crash and recover instantaneously.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did they get there?
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, but how did they get there?
They have the talent to be able to crash and get back quickly.
Because they worked it out, though. And I know what you're saying. It's in a room, and you think that 470 people are that does make a difference. And I get it, but this is the only place that I perform.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know, it frustrates me because I've been doing this long enough with you, and I know you. I know my teammate. If I'm Magic Johnson, I know every player on my team, and I go, I can't pass him the ball this way because he'll fumble it, where I can give it to Worthy because he'll finish. So when you go, yeah, let me deal with this phone conversation. Dude, no. You're going to up what we do.
We don't know. We didn't do it.
I know.
Okay.
I know, because I can see the play 3 steps before it happens.
Okay.
All right.
How was the cheese tray, by the way?
It was unbelievable, except they didn't put enough grapes on it.
All right, folks. A couple things to get to before we get into this. Let's try to inject some humor. I was telling Andy about... Oh, no. Did I leave my glasses? Oh.
No, you have them.
I was telling Andy about this clip I saw where this guy is at a Bulls Orlando Magic game in Orlando.
Just clean off your glasses. It's not a Kleenex. It's clean.
And he has...
Yeah, you're gonna see so much better.
He has on a fake, obviously fake Michael Jordan jersey. It looked like he got this from a Mexican swap meet. And at one point, the commentators start ragging on him. And clearly the guy doesn't know he's being ragged on, but they put him on the camera. And when you look at this jersey, and Anthony, I'm going to send this to you so you can play this so the audience can see it. How they ragging this, it's beyond hilarious. Let me go to it here.
Old jersey.
That might be. I'm not gonna lie. That looks a little bit like the one that you know. Like, found that on the street vendor maybe. Like
Buy one get two free.
You want this NyQuil Jordan jersey?
This got ball. It's like the Bulls are like. It's like he might have made that at home. I'm just kidding, big fella.
Hey, we're happy to represent, brother. We're happy to represent.
Team, baby.
It says Michael Jordan on the back.
Oh my goodness.
Bulls trailing by. The Bulls cannot corral the rebound. Magic will get a second chance. Oh my gosh.
Mackle Jordan. Mackle Jordan. Stop.
Dude, the letters aren't even the same size.
No, and in case folks you didn't hear it clearly, the first guy goes, Michael, it says on the back, Michael Jordan. And then later the other guy goes, yeah, that's Mackle Jordan. Mackle. Oh my God. What would possess him to put that on? It looked like it was ironed on.
Dude, he might
the
have,
letters and the numbers.
and the B was bigger than the rest of the letters.
Yeah.
It looked like he probably bought it outside the stadium, like on his way. You know when those guys are selling it out?
The same Mexicans that cooked them hot dogs on the street.
With the bacon wrapped around it?
With the bacon. They sold him that jersey. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. Oh, God, that was funny. So we're here in Houston, folks, and I gave it a shout out. And incidentally, I've lost 23 pounds.
23?
No, I'm sorry. Me, my dreams. I've lost 10 pounds.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
23, I was like, hey.
Right? No,
But-
I've lost 10 pounds doing this.
You can see it in your face, dude.
Intermittent. How do you say
Intermittent
it?
fasting.
And I was in the hotel gym the other day, and as I was leaving, Mark just happened to be walking out. So I said, "Where you going?" He said, "I'm getting something to eat." And so his uncle called his uncle, and we both jumped in his uncle's car, and we went to this place called Ruin. Was it Ruin?
Rumi's Kitchen.
Rumi's Kitchen here in Houston. And folks, let me tell you, as much, and I've talked about and bragged how much I love Mr. Chow's. This is, I've never had Persian food. So it was my first time having Persian food. And by the time I was done, I was so Persian, I wore a whole bottle of cologne in a day. That was a joke I cracked about this place when I did a post. I had the salmon. The most flavorful, and there are terms that people use when describing food often, and sometimes I go, you're exaggerating. Everybody says it. It sounds so cliche. When I say melt in your mouth, this salmon melted in my mouth, and it had a little bit of crisp and char on the outside, but between the flavor and the texture, I went back the next day, and I wanted to go back the next day because his uncle had some shrimp, some big butterflied charred shrimp. I want the shrimp. So I went back the next day and I got the salmon and the shrimp, what I think was a jasmine rice. The rice was super light. And I didn't even eat most of the rice because I just wanted the salmon and the shrimp. And I mean,
What was better, the salmon or the shrimp?
the salmon, but God damn it, the shrimp was good. And what f***ed me up was when we went back, we got an appetizer and it was lamb. What was it? Lamb
The lamb chop. The lamb
chop ribs. Lamb chop ribs.
Dude,
Oh my God.
I'm not going to lie. That might have been one of the best things I ever ate.
The way the meat not only fell off the bone, again, the spices. I don't know what the Persia is doing. You put that on anything and I'll eat it. That was phenomenal. And they got locations in several places, and I saw where Andy pointed out they're opening one in LA.
Your boy actually pointed that out.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be a regular.
Did they have one in New York? Did you see that when you looked it up?
Let me check.
Man.
Rumi's Kitchen, if you ever come to Houston, people,
But do yourself a favor and get those the lamb ribs.
get anything. It's spectacular.
I thought that was going to be just like it's lamb.
They
Just
have
taste-
one in D.C.
Yeah, we're going to be there. next week. It was that lamb,
Yeah,
the way that it's crispy,
yeah.
but it's still moist, and the like you said, falls off the bone. That to me was better than anything else I had. I had the Chilean sea bass, which was outstanding.
Only thing for me, and because growing up when my mother made lamb chops, we would always have like a mint chutney. If they would have had a mint chutney, that would have just really
You wouldn't be in Persia
said,
anymore.
oh my God, dog. I gotta tell you, again, I've never had these spices, but it had me having to take a shit immediately. And I told Andy, dude, the timing was perfect because we got back to the whole hotel just in the nick of time. And I was like, dude, you ever have to take a shit so bad? I could feel my stool pounding against my butthole like people trying to get into Black Friday. It was gonna be serious. But aside, oh my God, it was fantastic.
Did you make it inside? Did you get the big screen?
Yes. Yes. And I had to fight a couple of motherfuckers. I had to knock some teeth out to get it, but I got it. God, this place is dope, man.
You know what? I got to say this because Aries, he'll make a joke right now, poop stories, but it's not his normal go-to, especially when there's food in the vicinity
Yeah.
and we were getting ready to leave, and I'm looking around, and I don't know who someone said something, but I go, I said to Mark, how long before the Uber gets here? And he goes, 2 minutes, and I go, okay. They both looked at me. I go, I was just trying to see if I had to play an away game.
Right.
And then we get in the car and we get to the hotel, and Aries goes, "Yeah, I almost had to play that away game too."
No, we got two home games. we need
Oh,
to
yeah,
play.
that's what you said. We got two home games.
we
Yeah,
need to play.
yeah. And that was so funny because it wasn't your normal. That's not your go-to
Yeah.
when you have 8.
And listen, I don't do salmon as often as I should, and I do like salmon. And Mark said this, and he was so right. Because when we were in Milwaukee, we both had the salmon. And that was that I didn't think anything could get better than that because that was crispy on the top and again soft in the texture. This outdone that.
Well, the one you had, not that anybody cares about this, but the one that you had in Milwaukee was done in a broiler, and the one that you had in
It was on a grill. Romy's kitchen.
They do kebabs and they put it right in a fire. It's in the fire, man. That's how you get that crisp on the outside.
Oh, damn it!
It's like Ryan Davis, but for your mouth.
Which one's? Yeah, you said that yesterday. What's the joke? What was it?
Somebody got in my comments
yeah.
and said the salmon or Ryan Davis. It's hilarious. Let's keep it moving. So two things. Number one, gotta acknowledge Jesse Jackson died, a pioneer in the civil rights movement. Even though some would say, and I heard this from Godfrey told me this story. What's the judge? Joe Brown.
Joe Brown. Yeah.
Said, and before we go there, let me give him his props. Jesse Jackson, civil rights pioneer, all the famous for my relationship with Martin. I know Martin. He says Martin Luther King. So you got to give him the props. But it was said, and this is conspiracy theory, that Jesse played a part in Martin's death. And there's a photo where someone circled that the killer would know not to shoot anybody with ties. Or people not wearing ties weren't to be shot. So everybody didn't have a tie on except Martin. So just to shoot, so the shooter knew that's your target. Again, conspiracy theory, I don't know. Judge Joe Brown, from what Godfrey told me, said that Martin didn't die from the shot. He was suffocated in the hospital, and Jesse played a hand in making sure that happened. Now, again, whatever, I don't know. But then what causes room for pause was there was that moment, and this was documented, where Obama, when he was running, Jesse was mic'd up and didn't know he
had a hot mic.
He had a hot mic. And while he's sitting there, keep hope alive, the first black president. Yay, I'm backing this brother. There was a moment where he talked shit about Obama during the campaign and said that. So I don't know if all that adds up to mean what the conspiracy is, but it's out there. And that's one thing. And then the second thing is, somebody pointed out when talking about Trump being a racist and how full of shit he is. And of course, there's the clip where he's at the White House and for Black History Month. And I played the post where you got some shoe booty, shuffling black mammy. Y'all need to back up off him. Let him do his job. He not racist, and grandmama said it.
I saw that.
Yeah, and everybody, black, how much did they pay this to do that? And all these black people gathered together, all this coon fest, celebrating Trump in the White House during Black History Month. And I go, so you mean to tell me that the same man that allowed a post to go through depicting the first black president and the first black lady as apes, and this is how you try to cover that up and show that you for the people by getting this, I'm talking like a slave and I'm gonna make the biscuits in the gravy. That's an insult to our intelligence. And then going back to Jesse Jackson, so when Charlie Kirk was killed, you lowered the flag at half-mast. But Jesse dies and you don't do the same? So you do it for Charlie Kirk, who a lot of people went is, and I don't want to get into that argument, but a racist, says foul, black people, blah, 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 blah. But the civil rights leader who fought for freedom alongside Dr. King, you don't lower the flag in his honor? That's not a good look.
No, it's not. I'll say that his excuse would be that, what's his face? Who'd you just say got
Jesse
shot?
Jackson?
No.
Oh, Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. That was because he was killed in the line of just saying things in free speech, and that's why they lowered it. But the relationship that Trump had with Jesse Jackson is also something that you didn't mention in there. There was a relationship in there.
Even more so to lower it.
And that's the other thing. And that's why I said on this, when you brought up the video where the images of the heads of the Obamas are on those monkey bodies. And I said, this is, and Mark commented on it. He goes, out of all the things, that's the one that's going to, there's specifically, they can show that was an accident. It wasn't meant to happen. It was cut off this other thing. But the bottom line is, he's the president of the United States. And Eisenhower, I think it was Eisenhower, had that sign that on his desk that said, the buck stops here. And when they asked Trump, and they said to him, are you going to apologize for it? And he goes, well, I didn't do anything wrong, because it was his assistant that put it up there. That's his social media. And this is why I said, if he didn't do the things that I said, I can't defend him anymore, because the thing that he could have done is lower the temperature, brought people together, and made it say, man, I am sorry for this. The Obamas, whether we agree ideology or not, first black president, and I'm embarrassed that went out that way. He could have said that. He could have brought the temperature down. He could have changed some opinions. He could have been a articulated a reasonable reason why this happened, and been apologetic for it happening, because just for the respect of the office. And he didn't do it. And that's what the problem is. He keeps amping up.
And to go, he don't know what he's doing. This is so obviously purposeful. He's a smart guy. And so you know what to do.
But I think his narcissistic tendencies don't allow him to be empathetic and apologetic. And that is a problem, because you are in a position where things have obviously gone wrong. And you can stand on either side that you want to stand on what's happened. But you have to have someone that can bring the people together at some point and say, this shouldn't happen, but this is what's happening. He never articulates anything other than, this is how it's supposed to be. That's not good. That's not good enough. He is the president for all people in this country. So until he can change that, until
he changes it, I'm still going to support him.
No, the policies, I'm going to support policies that I think are worthwhile, but I'm not going to talk about him or give him a break on anything that he's done anymore, because he is the president. He has to take responsibility for the things that are wrong.
Well, I guess the question would be, at what point does, not to dive deep into this, but at what point does character matter?
Character matters
because character's got to be reflected in policy too.
Character doesn't matter.
The narcissism.
Character doesn't matter. Character doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, it kind of does.
No.
If you're trying to get trade deals,
it doesn't matter. You have to be a politician and you have to be a statesman, and he can't be either one of those. Do you think that all the presidents have great character when they're running around saying foul in the back of the White House? But out front, they have to be able to be a leader, and that's what Trump can't do. I don't think that anybody's been like this overwhelming great president, but you have to be able to at least image that you have some sort of character that is professional and for the people. And this guy can't do it. This guy is divisive. And that's where I'm having the problem now, because there's opportunities to be a reasonable person, but your narcissism doesn't allow you to become almost human-like. You can't do it. And the people are asking. That's what the people need right now.
I just wish we knew his character before we elected him. That's all I'm saying.
Again, it doesn't matter.
I just wish. Can't believe this is all coming out that Donald Trump has terrible character.
So you don't think that any of the other presidents had poor character?
As bad as this?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, there have been.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. If we go back to slavery, Washington, Andrew Jackson, bad character because they owned slaves.
That doesn't make
bad people.
That doesn't. No, seriously, it doesn't.
I mean, did you read Ray Dalio's piece on how basically the world order is falling apart now?
Yeah, but the world order.
I didn't.
No. I saw somebody do a summary on it. I saw some little clip on it. But here's my question to you: is the world order the proper order to be in that we're in right now?
You think Trump has a good plan for that?
No. But sometimes things have to get broken.
Let's skip ahead. So Whoopi Goldberg, this is another clip I want to play, was on The View. And she said, recently my name was mentioned in the Epstein files. And then she goes on to explain her part of it. So here we go with this.
Now, in the name of transparency, can you put up my name is in the files? Yes. And what does it say? It says, Whoopi needs a plane to get to Monaco. John Lennon's charity, it should say Julian Lennon's charity, is paying for it. They don't want to charter, so they're looking for private owners. Here's the info. And they give all the information, and they're saying, do you want to offer your G2?
And it looks like they said no thanks.
Yes.
So in other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend, I wasn't his
You were
friend.
too old for him.
Now, in the name...
Now, this goes to what we spoke on. People, will you stop it? You know, some of you people are, and I said this in a post, you're like schoolgirls. You like to run and gossip. And because social media is so dangerous that now you go with something and you can't all wait to go, ooh. And I said, rich people hang out with rich people. They don't hang out with people, and I'm not trying to, you know, oh, the poor, the poverty. But there's a reason they don't hang with you. There's a reason why the saying exists, birds of the same feather flock together. There's a reason why eagles fly with eagles and not hawks. And you guys love to run with so-and-so was on the Epstein. And when I read all the dumb Jay-Z and Beyonce getting a divorce because he's in the Epstein files, and they're not getting divorced. Jay-Z fled the country. The nigga was at the Super Bowl. So much for that. But y'all like to run with this stupid because you read it and it's gossip. And I went, it'd be one thing if after the fact, Epstein was found to be the guy he was, and they're still associating with him. Now that's a problem. But prior to the accusation, prior to the proof, to them, he's just another rich guy. He owns an island. He's got money. He might throw the best parties with the best hors d'oeuvres. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? So you think that just because somebody's name is on the list, you automatically associate them with wrongdoing? Stop it. Let the innocent until proven guilty. Let the results come out. Like I said, and I said this on a radio show, prior to a woman knowing she's with a domestic abuse user, she doesn't know he's that. He has to knock the shit out of her first before she goes, oh, this beats women. But prior to him hitting you, he's the best guy in the world. You don't know until he hits you.
Can a white woman say that same thing?
What?
What you just said?
Getting the shit knocked out of her?
Yeah. By what? Is she allowed to say it that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before Tina Turner got slapped, Ike was perfection.
But here's two things to this, because I'm agreeing with what you said. I've agreed with it. I said the same thing that you said. But Whoopi Goldberg and her team of chatty...
I like that. Yeah. They should change the view to the team of the chatty...
They're the one who said, if you're on the Epstein's file, you're guilty. Basically, they're the ones who fan the flames on this kind of shit to the general public. And that's how you get this place. It's not just on social media. They did it on the show.
Right.
Well, I mean, the files are a trough of things.
Right. So, but they didn't break it down that way.
They would necessarily insinuate just because you're in all these emails. Because I mean, you know,
they did insinuate. They did insinuate that. They did.
Yeah,
because you got to also understand the public that they're talking to the public and they're not breaking it down for them. They're just saying Epstein files.
Chris Tucker is in the Epstein files. You really think Chris Tucker's kids?
What would that sound like?
Come here, boy. I want to touch your booty, man.
But the other part of this, too, is you did say something, and this is where some things do get very gray. You said once you know who he is and if you're still with him, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, he was convicted of some kind of sexual assault. I don't know what the final conviction was, and people knew about it, and they still with them.
Okay, well, then they're wrong.
Okay, so, but that happens afterwards.
A lot of people then.
It was a lot of
people.
people.
Okay, but to Whoopi's point, it was about a jet.
Yeah.
Using a jet.
And there's nothing even that says Whoopi didn't call him.
Right.
It was the people or whoever did called him for the plane. So she might have not had any idea until her name was in this. And that's fine. I'm not trying to put any blame on her other than they are part of the reason why this is. So people are going, if you're on that, you're a pedophile.
Calm the down. People make me sick. And listen, I haven't done that character in so long. Wellington III. But this is why sometimes, dude, when I argue with people on social media and they start talking shit and that's why you washed up. I'm like, don't speak poverty to me. I don't know what you're talking about. Again, I'm washed up. And again, I know it's tacky, but sometimes I'm a tacky. Between Miami,
Just don't say it. Just don't say it.
Fuck that.
Just say that. That's enough.
No.
No.
Between Miami, Houston, and DC, and then my meta payment. Dude, do you know how much I'm making in 3 weeks?
More than they make in a year.
6 figures.
More than they make in a year. So just say that.
All right. But geez, you broke whack. Where's your logic?
They don't have logic.
Jay-Z is cooked. There's one who I answered, and he made a post about me, about him. Man, he did it with so much passion. Like, you broke get a rise out of a rich that had the cojones to pursue their dream and become everything I'm not. Now I get to talk about you because I'm not on your level. That cooked. He was at the Super Bowl. Where were you? Jay-Z's got a great line in one of his songs where he goes, young is home, screaming the fight's on. I'm in the 1,500 seats, watching Tyson. Same night, same fight, but one of us ain't playing right. I'll let you tell it. That is cold. Y'all at home. Yo, the fight's on. I'm in the 1,500 seats, watching Tyson. Same night, same fight. One of us ain't playing right. I'll let you tell it. Get your weight up.
But because I want to get off this a little bit, but you said he's booty touching. Who did you say that about?
Oh, speaking of booty touching.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to. Let's get to because I know you can't wait to get to this one.
6'6" from North Carolina. That guard. Here's the big question. And again, you know I have an affinity for Michael. I'm his hero. Let me ask you, was there something to be worried about?
First of all, the way that they shot it didn't look good because they show it just as he's doing it. But you know what? This is the thing that people have to take into account. The parents are there. The families are there. They're not just like, oh, well, Michael just wants to fondle our kid. They knew. Everybody saw what he was doing.
Right.
They knew what he was doing. Now, did it look good?
Well, before they said what he was doing, they just were going off the look.
Yeah.
Which was, an eyebrow raiser.
Yeah, it doesn't look good when you watch just that.
But then even when they said what he was doing, people are still, man, that nigga.
Yeah, the parents are right there. If you listen, I'm assuming the pedophiles, the reason they're out there is because they don't get caught because they know how to hide the
pedophiles want to stay hidden.
Yeah, and
they don't go at a national event where a championship has been won, 1,000 cameras, both actual cameras and cell phones. Let me touch this boy's booty.
Give upward karate chops to the kid's butt. He was trying to knock the cubes out.
And I'm Michael Jordan, the most recognizable, most famous global athlete next to Muhammad Ali. So let me touch this white boy's booty and f up my everything. Does that even make sense? Does that even make sense? I saw dudes online throwing their Jordans in the garbage. One dude with a southern twang, nah, Mike, man, you touching boy booty, man. And threw the Jordans in the garbage.
Do you know where he lives? Because I want to go get those Jordans.
No, he got them Jordans. When that camera went cut, he got them Jordans out the garbage can. Out of here, man.
That one.
And listen, if that's who you are, there's a smoking gun somewhere. What smoking gun has ever existed of Michael Jordan having a thing for kids? Are you? And then people tried to tie it in with that old commercial. Sometimes I dream, and on that, there's a scene where he's patting a little white boy on the butt while he's dribbling. See, this is the irresponsibility of this era we live in. Anybody can cut any, and that's your sticking point? Come on, man. Come on. People are ridiculous.
It doesn't even look like he's grabbing ass. Maybe just like the shirt or whatever.
No, but he is the shirt, and then and
then he rubs his leg.
He rubs his leg because he's trying to get the ice off of it. It's not a big deal. Everybody's standing right there. You're not going to do that if you're trying to be an undercover toucher.
Undercover toucher. It's almost like an undercover lover.
Yeah, undercover toucher.
What do you mean
Shabba
ice? There's ice.
Shabba Ranks. Undercover toucher. I'm an undercover toucher. Where the boys at? The little boys, I'm an undercover toucher.
So, no, there's some things when you just put some logic to it will give you the right answer.
Yeah. Yeah, man, don't do that. You know, again, Michael's one of the most iconic. He is an icon.
But
He's a basketball icon. He's an icon in the black community. Even though a lot of black people like to run with this narrative too. Man, Mike don't like black people. Yeah, he be hugging them little white children, but don't be with the black kids. Oh, God.
I mean, he is hanging out at Daytona 500.
He opened the door for black people, folks, into the Daytona.
Oh.
You got to get the door open.
And don't find that angle. They don't see that angle.
That he owns it?
No, not only that he owns it, but because he is who he is, it does open the door for other black people.
And it puts a better light on it. So
Niggas, you just can't satisfy.
But here's the thing that's going to happen now that you said this. You're such a Jordan fanatic. But they're going to say, well, Aries is now just covering up for his dude because
I'm a Jordan who?
that's what they're going to say. So this doesn't help or hurt, but it doesn't move the needle because they're just going to say.
I don't think it does anything to hurt his legacy.
No, that's why I say it doesn't. Oh yeah, that thing. No, I don't think so. But I think that goes away.
It'd be different if he was rubbing the little boy and had his tongue out.
He was going in for the dunk.
Yeah. Okay. 1975, baby. That was some good appetizer combo.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
We gave you a smorgasbord.
I'm gonna get you all fired up next week again. I'm gonna say some other because you came in hot and it worked out.
Yeah. But this is what we mean when we say the real uncut coca. We don't sugar anything, you know. And listen, how boring would it be if we was all kisses and smiles? There are times like a family. Well, we gonna nigga chin check each other.
You can't make love all the time. Sometimes you gotta.
Sometimes you gotta choke. You know what I'm saying? Without the intention of pleasing her. Yeah, man. You really think you bad, don't you? Let's go get something to eat. Okay, 1975. I got to put on my glasses. And remember, folks, next week we will be talking about the ABA documentary, which my man Ephraim Young, shout out to our podcast follower Ephraim Young, who brought this to my attention. It's what's it called? Do you remember what it's called? Mark, look up Prime Video ABA
Soul
documentary.
Power.
Soul Power. You don't have to do it. And it's on Amazon Prime. It's 4 episodes, and it talks about the history of the ABA. It is dope.
It's great.
I'm on episode 3 now, so.
Dude, I want to buy an original ABA ball.
Yeah?
Yeah, just because I think it's just that's history.
I'd like to have an ABA Dr. J jersey.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. All right. 1975.
What team?
What team was he on?
He was on the Jersey Nets, and he was on the what was the
Was
first
the New
team?
Jersey Nets ABA?
Yeah, and what was the first team that he was on? That came into the league on.
Oh, the Hawks.
No,
That's got to be a rare find. When he came to the NBA.
That was the Hawks. That was only for
Yeah.
a few. That was a short run. I
Right.
forgot who he was on first.
Incidentally, I want to say.
Was it Philadelphia? No, that was when he became.
I don't want to say, and I don't know if I have it in my stupid. To you lame ass clowns that say, I hate when you and Andy talk basketball. You only hate it because we don't fit your narrative. Now, do we sometimes get some things wrong in terms of facts? Okay. We're not perfect. But when you say we don't know what we're talking about, you just don't agree with our point of view. Don't say we don't know ball. Suck my in 19 okay, so I found this out. Jack Nicholson was offered The Godfather, and he turned it down. My question is, if Jack Nicholson does The Godfather, assuming it was the part of Michael Corleone, is it still a hit that it was? Oh, incidentally, 1975 is the year I was born. So, again, I brought this to Andy because Andy's a 70s dude. And I went, Andy's going to be able to fill in some blanks about politics and history and that era that I can't because I was a baby. But I saw a lot of these movies.
Of course, yeah.
Because of my dad. But go ahead.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because one, the producer of the guy who produced it,
James L. Brooks?
No,
Not James L. Brooks. What the f- am I talking about? What's his name?
the guy who produces The Godfather.
Yeah. Marcus.
We did a whole thing on The Godfather when we did that show about it.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Well, he's the director.
Oh.
But they didn't want
Albert Ruddy?
Ruddy, yeah. He's the one who becomes the... Anyway, he didn't want... he wanted someone more authentic, more Italian looking. The James Caan is only in there because that was the thing that they did give up to have someone in the movie to be their star quality. Pacino, we know him as being like this extraordinary actor, but at that time he was an unknown.
Yeah.
So that's what he wanted. He wanted someone unknown. He wanted someone to take the character, and they hated him because he was kind of soft, but he was able to grow that character, which is because when you see him go from the young kid who's happy and like he's okay with life and everything's good, and then you see that darkness at the very end. I maybe Jack Nicholson could have pulled it off, but he doesn't. Does he look Italian?
No.
So I think that
this is where I believe in God, because destiny, it always works out where the right people get the job. Like, I can't see nobody other than Jack Nicholson and that part in A Few Good Men. If you said De Niro, Pacino, I can't see it. Jack, to me, was perfection.
There's one other guy I think that could have played that, though.
Who?
Who's his brother in...
the fact you can't even remember is the answer.
Because I can't remember his name real well right now, but I can see him. The guy who played the brother to... Al Pacino in The Godfather. He wasn't his brother. They kind of like adopted him. The guy who ends up
Robert Duvall?
Yeah, Robert Duvall.
No.
Yep. Did you ever see The Great Santini?
No.
That character could have played it. I don't know if it would have been
Then
as
I gotta
good.
see The Great Santini, because Robert Duvall, and I've seen enough of his work, I don't think he gives that that Nicholson
You got to see The
gives.
Great Santini.
When
you got to
Nicholson
see that
tells
movie.
Demi Moore, take caution in your tone, Commander.
See, he does nail it. But you got to see this Great Santini.
You don't know what it's like until you've been saluted by a superior officer if she gives you a blowjob. Oh, oh.
But as you just saying this too, as I think about it, I don't know if he could have done as good of a job, but I can see him playing the character. What I can't say is there's some dirtiness to Jack Nicholson. And that's what comes out in that when he says that, like that blowjob line.
You know what it is? And you said it. The transformation from Al Pacino's innocence into who he became. I don't know if I see the innocence in Jack. I just see the one tone as the superior mob boss. And somebody put a collage together, and it was great, especially for this movie, Godfather. They said Al Pacino's eyes deserve its own Oscar.
Yeah.
Because that scene where he kills Sollozzo and the dirty cop, and you hear the train in the background as his eyes are dancing, man. Look at him as he's going, I got to get ready to kill this dude. Do I have the nerve? I got to do it. Look at his eyes. Again, this is where I go, I'm not an actor, dude.
And then...
Because to be able to go, no words, the gravity of the moment, I've never killed a man, but I know I got to do this. There's no backing out. And then he does it. Oh, God.
And then from there, that innocence dies. And when you look at him, when he tells, what is his wife? Yeah, Claire? Is that,
Kate.
Kate. You can ask me one time. But you look at those eyes, they're like, and I hate to use this, but it's the guy, it's the fisherman from Jaws. He had doll eyes, shark eyes.
Yeah.
That kind of eyes.
Black.
Black. You know, that scene that he did, that reminds me of his eyes in that scene.
Here's the second moment in Godfather 2, when Kate tells him she aborted the baby. Look at his face. As he's registering out, like just before he slaps the out of her. That's, come on, man.
Well, there's two parts to that, though, because one, she aborted the baby, but the joy that she has because she
This Sicilian thing. When she said, I'm not bringing another baby into this Sicilian thing. That's when he lost it.
Yeah, because he can, it's almost like Well, one, he also had empathy for her because he thought she lost the baby, and that was
Right,
what was making him
right,
sad. So
right.
he has all this empathy, and then he finds out that it really is a shot to his gut
And to his culture, and to his
and
ethnicity.
and everything, and then
Right.
says that, and then she really is. There's joy in the fact that she aborted the baby.
Yeah.
because she's not going to allow that to happen. She
Right.
won. That scene is cold.
Okay. So I went, and when they brought up Nixon, and I went, because I heard of Watergate, but I didn't really know. And of course, then they had that movie with Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford, which was about that. And I went, what exactly did Nixon do to be impeached? So much so that Trump wasn't.
He used the DOJ to cover up something that they were able to prove that he did. And what happened is, this is really ridiculous because the reason he's impeached is this: these guys from the people to elect the president, whatever, I forgot the name of it, but they put together this group and they go in and they're going to go get information from in Watergate Hotel from the Democratic Party. And so they go in there and they f up, they leave, they f up, they get caught basically, they get arrested, and they don't even know that this is what's going on. And the police arrest them. They just think they're burglars, but then they find out that they have all these connections to the White House, and then this everything goes on. But then Nixon finds out because he wasn't no one could ever prove that he was involved in it, and I don't know that he was involved in it. It was the people that were working for him did this or set it up, and then they have to bring it to him. They said, this is happening, this is happening, this is what we did, and this is what. And then he used the Department of Justice to cover it up. He tried to get the investigation to be stopped, which was ridiculous because he could have had that could have gone on. He could have had the whole thing done, said, I had nothing to do with that. These are the people that work in the Republican Party. I had nothing to do with it, and he would have moved on. He killed it in that election. He would have been the president anyway. But he used it to cover it up, and because he used it and they were able to prove it, he was he was going to be impeached, and rather than be impeached, he resigned. That's basically what happened. Mark, you can go through that so that you can verify it, because I know you would like to. But the way they caught him, though, is because he was the first president to record everything. Now it's common that all the recordings are done. So they were able to hear him. They never had him knowing what they were going to do previously, but they did have him saying working with the cover-up. Was that fair? Was that a real assessment?
Yeah, they covered up the break-in, tried to pay people off, blah, blah, blah. So, all right, do you get...
I just want to make sure that you're comfortable with it, because I asked you
you're
on the
fine.
last podcast, I go, do you even know what he did?
Do you think that was impeachable? Like, you think that
Yeah, you
should have been?
can't use the Department of Justice to cover up some of your own some of the dirty work that's going on. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Okay. I'm going to write that down for
Yeah,
talk about these Epstein files in the future.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dude, did you ever see the movie Poseidon Adventure?
Yes, great movie.
Yeah. So
I've seen that one.
did you see the remake?
Yeah,
Which is better?
the original.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
With Gene Hackman. Yeah.
yeah, and then the heavy lady too,
Shelley Winters.
She was so good in that.
Yeah.
because she has to swim, and she's you actually felt for her because she's heavy.
Yeah.
and she's like but I was the top swimmer, and she does it. She swims and she gets
But she doesn't make it.
because she
had a heart attack.
and died because she just
Overweight.
Yeah, so so you really feel for these people. I'm telling you, some of these movies, they don't hold up the same way. But at the
You
time,
don't think
when
that holds up?
it holds up, but it's not how they make. When you would look at it, the scene wise, you can see that it's in like a.
Well, no, but the fact that the remake is not as good as the original, that means it held up.
It held up for me and you, but does it hold up for like younger kids that see it?
I think so.
Hackman's scene though when he kills himself.
And he's a reverend.
Yeah.
And this goes to
But who's having problems with God?
well, this goes into what my struggle is.
Yeah.
When he realizes that the final step for them to live is to sacrifice his own life, but as he jumps on this wheel, then he's trying to turn it to get this door open because this is where they need to go, and he starts yelling at God because he's mad that some of the people that he were with him died, and he goes, "You want to take another life, God? Take me!" and he's screaming at God because he's mad at God, going,
And he's
"Why-"
turning this thing the
Yes.
whole time.
Why are you making this so hard? We've lost lives. You're supposed to be God. You're supposed to help. And you push me to the point where I got to give my own life a preacher to save these others. Man, I love that shit, man.
Yeah, but if God was willing, and this is the Christian ideal, if God was willing to give his own son and put him through that,
Oh, there it is.
how are you? Why do you think you're above it?
Everybody died.
But why do you think you're above it? This life isn't supposed to be the end game, so that's why it's not. It's a possibility.
That was one of my dad's favorite movies, by the way.
It's a great movie. I mean,
Yeah.
Ernest Borgnine.
Oh, but
is
that's
in
the
it.
other guy. He's great in that.
And my grandfather, he used to be an extra in a lot of movies at Old Tucson,
Yeah.
and he was friendly with Ernest Borgnine.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Dude, this is how raw the 70s were. I didn't know this movie was a remake. Matter of fact, the remake is what I saw. I never knew there was an original. Assault on Precinct 13. The remake was with Larry Fishburne, Ja Rule,
Yeah.
and Ethan Hawke. I never knew there was an original. But there's a scene where they showing this, where a dude point blank shoots a kid in the chest, and it's graphic. They would never show that today.
It's quick though.
Yeah, but a kid point blank in the chest, and you see the blood, and I'm just going, boy, the 70s, man.
Yeah.
It just was an era where there were no rules.
You didn't need condoms.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
The worst that could happen to you is you got a shot.
Yeah. Man.
But they did everything. There was no rules. That's what they're talking about at this time too, because this is the new generation of movie making, and there is no rules.
And they said that this era, the 70s, was where filmmaking made an important turn. Because prior to that, it was almost like there was a formula that everything had to fit. Whereas this, it was like, if you creative and you got a story to tell it. And filmmakers were left alone. God, sometimes in advancement, we go backward. And I just wish some of that would come back.
Well, no, we always have to go backward a little bit though, because when we advance, we run through the door. And then we go, wait a minute, we might need a few rules here and there. And so
Yeah.
then you pull back a little bit. There's always that. Always. It has to be.
Okay.
Because we do need some rules. Like right now with social media, I think we need a few rules.
Yeah. God, if you're listening, in my next life, please let me do the 70s at 28 years old.
Oh man.
That's an era that I've said it many times on this pod. I wouldn't want to do the 60s. It kind of would be like, okay, to see the history, like see Martin Luther King give a speech or Malcolm X. But times was rough in the 60s. But the 70s, you know what I mean? The laws were in place, even though was still getting. But the attitude, the clothes a little. But just that, groovy.
I'd like to see Aries with an afro.
Yeah. Yeah, and some denim bell
bottoms?
like a bell bottom denim suit. It's cold, baby. Like that was the era where it looked like all black women's titties look shiny.
It's an amazing time. I told you, this is the time.
Cocoa butter and grease.
This is the time when I discovered why blackness was cool. The coolest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. I told you this. I said this on the podcast before. We didn't have a pool. We had to go to the public pool. It was 25 cents to go to the public pool. So we'd all pay our 25 cents. When I got there, I would see all these beach chairs, the lounge chairs, all laid out. And there was all black dudes in those chairs. And their women were giving them cornrows.
Mm.
And it just looked like you were the coolest dude in the world. When you're just sitting there and these gorgeous women are just braiding their hair. And I was like, who are these people?
That was the era where when you slapped it, there was you knew she had it coming and she knew she had it coming and she stayed in her place a little bit. Now, I'm not talking about beating the to death, but the little slap, like watch your tone.
Well,
Dude, I didn't know this. I read this recently. And you know how much you said you love Al Green.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a chronic woman beater.
A lot of men at that time.
No, but he beat asses.
I
I read where his first wife, he damn near put her in the hospital a couple times.
See, that's another level, but
Love and happiness.
sometimes you what?
Have to beat him wrong. Make her do right. And then he became a pastor.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
I forgot what I was. But this is the 70s.
Yeah,
You're not
man.
lying about this. This is a rarely raw time. This is like transitional time.
Yeah. Dude, when they brought up the movie Death Wish, and you know I've said this,
And then there's Jeff Goldblum right there.
traumatic. This traumatized me as a kid.
When you saw Jeff Goldblum, does it bring you back to that moment?
Oh, yes. And then he had the bitch in the chokehold, too. Again, my father, greedy, his weekend to watch the kids, watch his son. And this went, I want to see Charles Bronson's Death Wish. Let me take my 7-year-old boy to watch this. But when they brought up Death Wish, I was waiting for them to say it, and they said it. They said that the boogeyman, they kept referring to the boogeyman. It was Charles Bronson's job to kill the boogeyman. I went, and he goes, for those times was, because the one black historian says, who does he kill? He killed the right people. And the right people in the 70s was the boogeyman.
He didn't say that, though, exactly that way, did he?
Yeah.
He said it that way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And again, 70s writing by white people.
It's what? Yeah, it's what?
Switchblade, they always name after tools, wrench, and pipe. Hey, pipe, give me the purse. Give me the purse.
Well, Jeff Goldblum, trying to speak a little bit of that white jive.
Mama. You know what we want, mama. But he wasn't Jeff Goldblumish yet.
No, not at all.
Otherwise, it would have slowed. You know what we want, mama.
That would have been better. It was so weird when I heard him say it because I haven't seen that in 100 years, and I saw him up there, and it made me laugh a little bit.
And they hadn't perfected blood yet, because when they shot in the 70s, the blood looked like paint. It had the consistency and the redness of red paint, unlike now. So that was when they was first working blood out. Of course they brought up blaxploitation. And they said that Shaft saved MGM from bankruptcy, and Superfly beat Godfather 2 at the box office.
Took him down finally.
Took him down. So once again, like Godfrey said, while Robert Downey Jr. is credited for starting the Marvel Universe, it was Wesley Snipes as Blade that set the wheels in motion for Marvel to take off. And just like I mentioned on this pod, and when we talked about documentaries with television and shit, just like it was black sitcoms that launched Fox Network into relevance, and it was also TV networks like UPN, CW, and the WB who used it to gain success, and once they got on, they dropped all the black shows. But white people will constantly tell black people, stop playing victim. And this is what I mean when I go, you make me angry sometimes. I love you. But the level of arrogance and dismissiveness you guys have, you know why? Because you don't do the history. You don't take the time, and you don't know any of this. So you think is just screaming victim when there is a history of this.
But you also have to go back to what he said when he's talking about these films. He goes, they said it was black people going to the theaters, but it wasn't. It was
a lot of people.
A lot of people. So when you say that, there's a lot of white people that don't understand, including myself sometimes, who go, what do you mean? We're right there. What are you talking about?
It's easy to be there for the entertainment. It's not easy to be there for the lesson. White people have no problem being entertained. They love that. But when there's some to be taught, I don't want to hear this. You white folks, you don't want to listen to. You want us to dance. You want us to throw a ball through a hoop. You want us to run on the field. You want us to put on boxing gloves and sing and dance. But when tried to give you the history of our people and our plight, we don't want to hear these.
But if they're there, they're part of the solution. They're part of the solution, not the problem.
You got to do more than that.
Yeah, I know.
There's a
I'm
bigger
not-
responsibility.
but-
It's easy to be there for the fun.
But you have to pull those people in to make those changes.
Yeah, but
because they're there already.
But the problem is a lot of them are there for the fun part, and that's not enough. When it's time for the lesson, they leave.
Well, then that's a different problem. That's a
Don't
different
come
story.
eat at my house and not be willing to do dishes. You want to be fed? Fine. But help with the dishes too.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's more than fair. It's right. And when you go, damn, Fox needed niggas to get on. UPN, CW, WB, and then once you got on, it's fuck us. And that's why I have a problem with people like Jelly Roll and what's it, Malone, Post Malone, and Kid Rock. All three of you used hip hop to get on. And once you got on, the culture, which is why we love Eminem. He never left the culture. He came to the culture and he's been in it since.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. And again, I get accused of not liking white people. I get into arguments with people on my feed, and I constantly get told by white people, hey, I'm getting a lot of this. Aries, you're one of the most talented comics in the game. We love you, except when you talk politics, except when you play victim. We love you, but when you get to the race baiting, so again, you want to enjoy me as long as I'm yucking it up. But when I want to talk to you about my plight, my people, my history, you don't want to hear that. You can't have it both ways. Like Denzel Washington said, you pray for the rain, you got to deal with the mud too.
Do you give the Beastie Boys any credit?
A little bit, because, you know, when they first came in, again, they were hardcore rap. Then they turned into something else.
What did they turn into?
More like a rock, like a rock sound.
Well, they had that rock sound in the beginning. Got to Fight for Your Right to Party has that rock sound in the beginning.
You're right.
They stayed consistent. It was their version of, and I don't even want to say hip hop. It was their version of rap.
But it's still based in the culture.
Yes, and they stayed in that. I thought they did it again.
They were one of the first. But I got to be honest. If I'm gonna give someone some pioneer status who stayed in it,
their base.
Yeah. But they don't get enough credit. They don't get the credit that
They didn't
the Beastie
have.
Boys
They
get.
didn't have the hits. They didn't move the market that way.
Yeah.
But they were great.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Son, did you like MASH?
The
TV show.
TV show, yeah.
Everybody that ever talks about that show goes, when you were a kid, that's when you knew it was time to go to bed.
Yeah.
When MASH came on.
I didn't like it when I was young. I liked it as I got a little older and it was
I
in three
never
runs.
liked it.
You know what? There's some very funny lines in that in MASH. Because to me, a tragedy with comedy is the best funny to me.
Yeah.
And that
was about Vietnam, right?
Well, it's about Vietnam, but they say it's about Korea. So that because they couldn't put a Vietnam movie on a Vietnam show on television at that same time.
Yeah.
So they said it was Korea.
Okay. Do 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 do. Yeah, that theme song is iconic.
It's tragedy and humor at the same time, and to me that's Richard Pryor.
Yeah, but dirtier. Richard, don't you think a little dirtier?
Yeah, but he wasn't on regular television. When he was, they only gave him 4 shows.
Got that nigga up out of there. Man, what was this? I said, what did you think about the EST functions?
Oh,
people laying on the ground screaming that felt like
that's those people that were trying to find their inner self.
Yeah, that's some white.
Very.
That's some white.
No, that's beyond white. That is the whitest of.
That's like I saw this one thing online where white women would go into the woods and just scream to release "I can't take it anymore" tension. That's white. Black should just roll a blunt or have a drink, or screaming in the woods,
or yell at the dude.
That too. That's how they get killed.
No, let's be honest. A black woman who's angry is a very scary situation.
Listen, man, there was a moment here in Houston. There's a white dude named Cliff, and he had a
I was out there. I came out to see this.
He had a black chick with him, and her name was Alice.
Yeah.
And I had a joke, black woman named Alice. And at one point, we're going back and forth. And he was like, I just want to tell you about something. And she, a true black woman, Thatcher, I don't need you to tell him anything. Blah, blah, blah. And I said, that ain't Alice, nigga. That's Lakeisha now. Now you got the black. And the crowd went nuts.
It was, dude, that show had so much. There were so many layers going on that show.
Yeah.
And there was so many you were able to dissect and pull out all these little pieces that were all over the room.
Dude, this run that we're on is so spectacular. Miami was better than normal. But Houston's always the shit. He always say Houston's in my top 5. Houston, and then we got DC next week. And I think we're in Raleigh, North Carolina after that. So it's a little bit of a dip, even though Raleigh's not bad.
No, it's pretty good.
And then we got Vegas.
Dude, the one thing I will tell you, though, that I loved that you said, I went up and I said to you, man, that show had to be one of the best shows. And I meant one of the best ever. I mean, the way that things fit. I mean, it was one of those things, like you got an IKEA piece of furniture and you didn't look at the instructions, but you put it all together in 5 minutes. Yeah. That's how it felt, man.
That's what I'm saying about riding that wave.
But you put it all together.
But I rode the wave. I knew how to, everything felt, go there, say this, hold off before you say. I'm going to tell you something, and I'm patting myself on the back. That I deserve it. When I go, the beauty about comedy or anything creative, it never stops evolving. There's no finish. I don't care, athlete, singer, dancer, rapper, whatever. There's no finish. It always evolves. There's always something. And I noticed something. When I do the joke about my daughter and a stripper, and I talk about the part about getting my ass licked.
His daughter's not a stripper, by the way. It's the joke.
It's a joke. But getting my ass licked from a stripper in New Orleans. And when she first says, for a couple extra dollars, I'll lick your asshole. And I go, are you serious? And then I follow it up with a beat too, and then I go, no, really, are you serious? There are times where it'll get a big laugh, but then there are times where it won't, or it gets just a laugh. I did a facial change where before I say the line, I go, and then I go, serious? Destroyed. And I did it more than once, and it's getting the same frequency every time. And this is why I go, there's a science to this. Sometimes the thing that takes a joke from here to here is a subtle movement. It's a facial expression. It's a physicality. It's a word. There's always something that is the ingredient that takes the chili from good to award-winning. There was something you did, I wish to God I could remember it, where there was a moment you were freestyling, and there was a beat of, you said what you said, but then there was a silence. But then you said a certain word, and it broke through. And I went, that's comedy, dude. When you feel a silence, and you may not always have it, but you're going, there's something here that needs to be done. And if you can find what that is and do it with the right timing, dude, I'm telling you, it's a game changer.
It's breaking the tension.
It's a game changer. So yeah, I'm a genius.
What was that one? You remember when you used to do the part of the Trump joke? Now you go, I annihilated it?
Yeah.
You did a different word before, right?
No, I've always said annihilated.
Oh.
But what I was going to say, what I want to say to you is when I said to you, that was a great set. That was like, I mean, a top set. And then you go, yeah. And then and then you looked at me and you go, it's not Miami. Like,
yeah.
You know what? And it's just certain rooms have the ability, though. Like you said, like just in the ocean, there's big waves in certain places. Houston gives you the big waves.
Yeah, man.
Miami, I love you, Miami, but you don't give the big waves.
There's a, I don't know if the right word is. I don't want to say bougie or snootiness, but there's a certain something in Miami that, I don't know.
They only allow themselves to go so far, and then
Houston
they pull back.
Just gives it to you. Like they're there, they're ready,
See, my show before that show, before the late show, this middle show, that was the show for me. On that night, that show was I just barely said anything, and it was working.
Yeah.
Those are the times when you were just like you said, the wave, and I get it. But that show that you had, that was an exceptional show. That last show,
Patrice had a great joke on his half-hour special, where he goes, "You have a woman with dignity all the time, Like you trying to, and she won't go down in the doggy position, and she's looking at you with some civil rights shit. Like you're not gonna subjugate me, enslave me. And he goes, I don't even fight with a no more. When she do that, I just take both arms and pull them back, and my head hit the thing. It's like Miami in certain places.
Yeah.
You won't go down.
Yeah.
Where Houston is open.
They'll get dirty.
They'll get dirty.
That's it. That's what it is. They'll get dirty. They'll go into they'll allow you to take them to the place where to get past their uncomfortableness.
Right.
And that's not happening necessarily in Miami. It can, but it doesn't always happen. But in Houston, they give it up.
Yeah. My last note on this.
I got one thing I want to say, but I'll save it for the end.
Here's a show I wish they would try and reboot, even though I think it would fail spectacularly. Because somewhere along the lines, they would lose nerve. Because you got to sell it. Wouldn't you like to see a reboot of All in the Family?
Yeah, but I would want to see it on cable.
Because you don't think network TV will be honest?
Mm-mm. And they have to go just as hard.
Yeah.
But I think it would be sensational.
Oh man, that's screaming reboot.
Can I give you my note?
She's retarded.
That wasn't in All in the Family though. That's in
you know what? That should be. We've had the Patrice ending for so long. Maybe it's time to replace it.
Dude, if we put that on there, we're not getting anywhere.
She's retarded.
Meant in the most compassionate way ever. That's what's so funny about that line. That's compassion in there when if you know the context.
But you f***ed Wilhelmina. She's over 18. Yeah, but she's retarded.
Just nothing but compassion.
Dude, I saw on TikTok, or maybe even Instagram too, where you know how you could go on any of these sites and see drop dead gorgeous women, half naked, bodies, tight revealing outfits, and they're flaunting their shit. I've seen a couple with Down syndrome girls, and prior to them turning their face, the caption is basically, would you f me? And the body is mwah.
There's no way that's real.
No, why not? You don't think there's hot Down syndrome girls?
Pull it up, see if it's real.
And then when the girl reveals herself, clear she's got the Down syndrome vision. And you go,
oh, guess what? I already in my browser history.
Good callback. Would you or would you not? If she's hot, body is smoking, but she's got the Down syndrome face. You smashing?
Am I single?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's a cool chick?
Yeah.
She's down with getting down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why she doesn't deserve good loving?
That's the way to think.
I'm just gonna say no right off the bat to this conversation.
Look. It's just the eyes, dude.
It's more than just the eyes.
What is it?
The extra chromosome.
But they're not. They're very capable of understanding everything.
Dude, that's what that depends.
They
on
have like the intelligence of like
no.
a 6-year-old.
No, that's not true.
Or something.
No,
Thank
or
you for
something.
Thank you for debunking this, Andy.
Go ahead and pull it up. They have full intelligence. Pull it up,
Dude, that depends on what you describe as a chromosome. A black with an attitude is a chromosome.
Pull it up. Anyway, here's the question I want to ask while he's pulling that up. And I'm asking you this question about the 70s, the 70s show that we just watched. What was Seth Rogen doing on it? Besides laughing.
Good question. You don't think he belonged on it?
I just didn't understand what he was doing there. I know he makes movies, but now, what was he doing there?
He might have produced it.
Did he produce it?
I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is the first thing he says, I don't even know what he said, but he ends it with doing his... Yeah, I was like, what the f***? Why?
Why? Do we have an answer about...
I mean, what do you want? IQs? So
you know what? Hold up.
50 to 70 IQ.
Hold up. I'm putting the chromosome in the air.
Mild.
Matter of fact.
No, this is where he does. Look what he does.
Wait, before you get to it, here, instead of the bat symbol, it's the Down syndrome eyes in the sky.
No.
I'm putting the Down syndrome eyes in the sky.
That's
Fellas,
so wrong.
Meet me on the roof. I want to know via email, would you or would you not bang a Down syndrome chick?
So I think that the case of that you just pulled that up there, though, would a girl who is wanting to have normal relations, be a person that's out there that communicates and everything, probably fits the mild, not the severe. I don't think that someone severe with a 35 IQ of 20 to 35 is out there.
I think if you have even an IQ of 70, maybe if you kill someone, they're still not going to kill you.
Let's be honest.
Like they'll let you. Let's let you off.
Let's be honest. There's a lot of non-Down syndrome women whose IQs are low as a. So let's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's not the person who's out there doing this thing. I'm not.
Listen, here's my question to the women. Shamora, we haven't heard from you in a while. AB, I know you'll participate. To the women that listen to this podcast, here's my question. Would y'all a Down syndrome dude?
That's fair.
You know what it says about your sucking skills? If you could suck a dude who has Down syndrome off and his eyes correct themselves. I'm not getting enough love on that joke. That's hilarious.
Did you see the dating show with people with Down syndrome?
No.
It's pretty great.
It says that while about 95% fall within 70 to 130 points on their IQ.
130.
Between 70 and 130.
130.
That's what it says.
That's smarter than all of us.
That's what it says. While 95% fall within.
So we the wrong broads.
Roughly. No. This is not. I'm talking about the average person, not someone in the Down syndrome. Because I'm just comparing those numbers, the average person compared to someone.
Dude, I'm down for DSP.
With mild autism.
I'm down for DSP. Are you?
DSP?
Yeah. Down syndrome.
Oh, I know. I understand what it was. Yeah, I guess I would.
You down with DSP? You know me.
If you're meeting someone and she's a loving person, you have some connection. You know that she's not just like
you guys are
she's
so
going
deep
along
into
with
these
it.
conversations. Y'all not even getting these
No,
fire jokes.
I heard the jokes,
out.
but I mean I want to make sure that I'm not.
You down with DSP? You knew me.
That's not how they talk.
That's not how they talk.
No.
How they talk? Like regular people.
Off a little bit sometimes.
That was
not that.
That's on.
No, that's deeper. That's not a extra chromosome.
Hey, Bullwinkle.
Dude. The compassion that you show for humanity is unbelievable, but the Bullwinkle takes the cake. That's pretty good.
You want some of his DSP? Come get some of this Down syndrome pussy.
If she's a cool chick and she's aware,
dude, if she's obviously legal
and aware
and hot
and is a participant in this,
who says she has to be aware? There, you see, there's nothing like an underwear Down syndrome taking.
Oh man, this podcast.
A couple of pills, and then she wakes up in my bed and she's looking better. Her eyes are focused. She goes, "What happened to me?"
All I can say is we've been wondering what we're going to do with this podcast, but I don't think we're going to have to ask these questions for much longer.
The sponsors aren't going to like this.
And no one's going to like this.
That's a show.
It's a show.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with some dates here.
Imagine the Down syndrome chick wake up in Bill Cosby's bed, and that's what he says to the first thing. That's the show.
Guys, listen to this on this second. So you're going to be hearing us in Raleigh, man. We're in Raleigh when you're hearing this.
Yeah.
And that's...
Dude, you be killing me. Get into the frame.
March
Let people see you.
March 6th through the 8th, we're in Raleigh Improv. March 12th to the 14th, we're at Wise Guys in Las Vegas. March 19th to the 22nd, we are at Helium Comedy Club in Atlanta. And then we go on our journey to Europe. You can find all those dates at ariespears.com because they're adding and changing, so I want you to look them up there. And then when we get back from the tour, we start our first date in California at Novo in Los Angeles.
Nova Theater, downtown near the Staples Center.
That's it. There you go.
I got a musical artist. I gotta plug, and then Steve will play it. Okay, this guy's name is Sean Nitty. Song title, record deal featuring Boo Kill of Abnormal Click. Oh, Jesus Christ!
He wouldn't want to shorten that name up a little bit.
Instagram at Sean Nitty, SeanNitty_147. Facebook under the same name, Sean Nitty, SeanNitty. TikTok, Sean Nitty, same thing. The song is called Record Deal, featuring Boo Kill of Abnormal Click. Enjoy. And don't forget, next week, we're going to be discussing the ABA doc, so please watch it, 4 parts, so you can be with us. It's been a while. Mark, what's the number for people to call in?
Oh, you put me on the spot right there.
Always have your out.
All right.
And when the moment she says, come get the you are ready.
When we come in here next week to do the podcast,
yes,
he's going to be standing there with his out.
That would only be who he is.
It's just...
Also, if you want to write into the pod, Aries Spears 45 at Hotmail. Shamor, it's been a minute. I'm starting to worry. I'm thinking you're doing like our girl. It's been so long, I don't remember her name anymore.
Portland.
Yeah, it was Sarah Farrah. Shamor, if you go missing, it's over. I don't have no side seat with the chopper. So it's been a minute, girl. Write the let me know you all right.
That number is 617-942-0401.
One more again.
617-942-0401.
And also Aries Spears 45 at Hotmail. We have given it all to you. We've stuffed your face with everything. So much so that the juices are... That's
a lot of niggas turn bad on me. A lot of bitches turn their back on me. Must've thought that I would stay down, but nah, nigga, I'm big homie. I always kept it too real, but these niggas be too phony. A lot of niggas got hate for shine, so I gotta wrap that blick on me. Keep it real is my recipe. Couple meals is my destiny. I tried to put my city on, but Chicago never accepted me. I done poured my soul out on these tracks. What the fuck more y'all expect from me? I done gave a motherfucker my last dollar, and to this day we don't even speak. Same motherfucker gon' swear to God that he fucked with me when I'm 6 feet. A lot of motherfuckers feel the same way. They're like, hell yeah, my nigga preach. I've been in this shit my whole life, but I never die for these fucking streets. Same motherfucker I love the most had the police put them cuffs on me. I done walked through the fire all through my growth, but that shit there developed me. I used to pray every night for a record deal, but now that don't mean shit to me. I tried to walk away from this music shit, but me and this bitch got history. But she disloyal, turn a nigga straight to a gargoyle, but I still love you.
Will we get a record deal? Who gives a fuck? We keep it real. Will we get a record deal? Who gives a fuck? We keep it real. Will we get a record deal? Who gives a fuck? We keep it real. No, we sell $200 equal to a couple million. Will we get a record deal? Who gives a fuck? We keep it real. Will we get a record deal? Who gives a fuck? We keep it real. Will we get a record deal? Who gives a fuck? We keep it real. No, we sell $200 equal to a couple million. Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit SpearsburgPod.com.